You're listening to KEXP at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming at KEXP.org worldwide. I'm Cheryl Waters here in the KEXP studios. It's Serpent with Feet joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. I've really been enjoying your new album, Soil. Just came out recently, June 8th, and I'd love to see you using that grand piano, too. It sounds so beautiful in this room.
All right.
Why don't you give us a couple songs? It's Serpent with Feet.
Okay, cool.
Live on KEXP.
When I give these books away, will my ink betray me? Will my stories resist wings and grow feet and convince men that I'm boasting? Or will my psalms seek the company of lonely breaths? Will they inspire sudden lovers to kiss with mouths they don't have yet? They don't have yet. Boy, whoever reads about how much I adore you, I hope my words will bring them something new, something new. Come on, help me sing. Ooh, child, bless your heart. Keep a tender heart. With you, I can empty myself of all my rivers and become a remarkable sky. Ooh. How could I keep these love documents to myself? Oh, how could I restrict what's given me life? Today, I'll find a kind and burrowing creature that can carry these pages into the ground. Come on. He'll recite the details of your love with his family. And what was once a whisper will become a deep rumbling sound. And come on, help me sing again. Ooh, child, bless your heart. Keep a tender heart. Come on, come on. Keep a tender heart. Oh, don't be jaded. Oh, won't be jaded. Love is right here. Love is right here. Love is right here. Oh, love is right here. You don't gotta go nowhere. Love is right here. Oh, I've learned. is right here, love is right here. So wherever you are, if you could just sing along with me, sing along with me. Ooh child, bless your heart. Keep it tender heart, wherever you are, just sing along, sing along. Ooh child, bless your heart. Keep it tender heart like church 2 more times. Oh, ooh child, bless your heart. Keep it tender heart. Last time. Ooh child, bless your heart. Keep it tender heart and let them all say it. Come on.
That was so beautiful. Serpent with Feet live on KEXP. That was Bless Your Heart.
Yes.
Serpent with Feet playing tonight at Barboza here in Seattle. Absolutely.
I've been sitting alone for hours, waiting for you to bring your ugliest parts to me. I've been naming our thorns for hours, hoping you treat them as kindly as you've treated me. Yeah. I've been thinking like a beast for hours, wondering if you like the challenge of grooming me. Yeah. After I glamour you for hours, will you have the strength to extinguish me? Come on, help me sing each time you deny my mess, you'll find yourself closer to me. Yes, you will, you sure will, you find yourself right here. Each time you deny my mess, yeah. You'll find yourself closer to me. Yeah. Close to me. Come on, boy. Boy, I'm hungry, but all my knives are dull. Will you sharpen your teeth to hunt and keep me full? When you're burnt out and you're praying for rain, can I wish for flood? Is that okay? Oh, come on and help me sing each time you deny my mess. Each time you deny my mess, you'll find yourself closer to me. You'll find yourself right here. Closer to me. You'll find yourself deeper inside of. Each time you deny my mess, you'll find yourself closer to me. You'll find yourself right here. You find yourself right here next to me. Yeah. Don't treat me like a mistake, only to end up back in my face. Don't treat me, no. Boy, you're too fine to be lying like that. You know you like being here, so close to me. Oh, yes you do. Oh, you're too fine to be lying like that. Oh, you're too fine to be lying like that. Come on, don't treat me like a mistake just to end up back in my face. Oh no. Why you hurt me like that? You're too fine to be lying like that. Closer to me. Yeah. Close to me.
We're live here in the KEXP studios. Serpent with Feet playing tonight at Barboza and performing songs from the new album Soil. It is so fun to see you perform. It sounds amazing, but you're also so physically expressive in the songs. You're just really feeling it.
Yeah, I try to.
It makes me feel it too. Thank you so much for bringing the music here today. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
It makes me think, watching you perform the songs like that. I've never seen you perform live at a show, and I've heard that you cover the stage with toys and dolls and all kinds of memorabilia, or you have before. And are you an avid toy collector? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I do have an affinity for dolls, but they make their rounds. Some dolls leave and come back, and so they make their rounds.
But they join you on stage sometimes?
Sometimes. It depends. It depends on the show. I try to listen, know like what the stage needs for the night, so it depends.
That's great. Yeah. I love that. Boy, it's no surprise to hear with a voice like yours that you've been singing since you were a child. I have heard that you were in a choir as young as 5, 6, 7 years old, and also that you studied classical music at university, and you combine such a beautiful R&B style with gospel, classical, electronic music, and it sounds like that sort of seed, the germination of that collection of sounds started at a very young age. Can you talk a little bit about your journey through music?
Sure. I feel like it's a pretty common story. Like, started in church, so that happened. I think early on, my first time, I did start in church, but my first time receiving more formal training was when I joined the boy choir in Maryland. And I did that for 2 years, and that was great. And then when I went to high school, and I was around 14, I guess, when I started 9th grade, and the choir at our school was primarily classical music, but it was all black kids doing classical music, which I hadn't seen before. Previously, it was all white kids, and there were a couple of us peppered in. So it was really, really, really rewarding and transformative for me to see a bunch of black kids, like 150 black kids, that are excited to sing. And we were doing a lot of music by black classical composers, which is something that I didn't know about. It was a whole world that was illuminated for me when I started high school. And so it was. I will never forget my first day in rehearsal. It was a Thursday. It was like September on a Thursday, and I was like, "This is what I want to do. Like, I want to do this. I want to be part of this canon." So, like the black classical music canon. So, yeah. And then from there, I just spiraled. So, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of texture and depth in your music, so you're clearly drawn from a lot of influences. Mm-hmm. And I know you worked with a number of producers to help you craft the sound on this record. And you speak a lot about a woman, I believe her name is Katie.
Katie Gately.
And I know she's an electronic musician, but it sounds like this was the first time she produced a record, and you'd said in an interview that she made it weird. And I made the record weird. And I'm
in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm wondering what you meant by that, and what was so inspiring about working with her and what she brought to the record, and perhaps anyone else that you worked with.
Yeah, so I co-produced the album with 4 other people. So it was Katie Gately, Clams Casino, and Paul Epworth. So the first song that was produced for the album was Whisper. And that started with a sample that Katie Gately sent me. She's actually on tour with me now, doing the West Coast states. But she sent me a sample of these industrial washing machines, and it had like this rock, like, which to me, when I heard it, I just thought of like old gospel, like barbershop quartet, like stuff that my mom grew up on. Like, that's the first thing I heard. It was no chords or anything. I was like, it just has that rock. So then I added vocals, and then she sent things back, and we just bounced back, and then it became this massive thing. But Katie what I love about working with her is that she pushes everything to the edge of the universe. Like, she just finds like the edge of the cliff, and she's like, let's not jump, but let's almost jump. So it's just really incredible working with someone who pushes the needle like that.
It's great to have such a sound collage in the background. Your vocals are very upfront in this record, and Can you tell us what stories you're telling here? What was it that you were wanting to say in these songs?
Well, I love that you bring up that the vocals are in the front, because that was intentional. So I also had an amazing engineer who was Jason Agel, and when I went in to meet up with him, I was like, I need vocals to be very present. Like, I want them to be mixed. And so we talked about it, and we talked about like different microphones and what we want and blah, blah, blah. And it was important for me to be very clear, like, I'm a singer first. Like, I love doing like some production things, and I love writing and all of that, but I'm a singer first. Like, I will, if I don't have any words, I'll just ooh and ah all day. So I needed that to be very clear, that I just like making noise. But with this record, I wanted to feel really juicy and dirty, and I talk a lot about, like in Whisper and in Messy, I talk about like the muck and the mire, and these are things that I'm really interested in, and leaning into that and not running from it. And I just wanted the album to have that texture, and to feel like a quilted thing and not so sterile. So. And
the emotion that comes seeping out. You're going to perform in a couple minutes Mourning song. I mean, and that song just oozes sadness. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You've mentioned a couple of records, 2 or 3 records that inspired you, and 2 of them are 2 of my favorite records of all time, D'Angelo's Voodoo and Bjork's Homogenic, and I'm wondering what speaks to you about those 2 records. I could go on all day about what speaks to me about them. I mean, Bjork is a creative genius.
Yeah, I think because both of them are their own versions of lattice work, where Bjork took all these... just like the strings are out of this world. Songs like Yoga are just how? Like how? But then you have the drums and the writing. It's just so thick. It's so thick, but yet there's still space for you to get inside of it and jump rope and double dutch in her songs. And I don't know how she did that as far as just having all these elements, but it doesn't feel oppressive. And D'Angelo's a similar thing where there's so much singing, there's so much song, and his vocals are very upfront in Voodoo, and it's so syllabic. Like, you don't always understand what D'Angelo is saying, but that's part of the beauty. And it reminds me of growing up in church and like speaking in tongues, and just like I think it just was such a Voodoo was such a incredible snapshot of black music, which I know was his intention. It was an ethno-musicographical, ethno-musicological, however you say it, work. And I really love that he took the time and had the sensitivity to do that. So yeah, I can never say that I'm making that kind of work, but I wanted to approach this with speed and with a lot of weight.
Well, they're beautiful touchstones, and you talked about the drumming in Bjork's album, and I feel like even though your vocals are very front and center here, the drumming is also very powerful, very rhythmic and heavy on Soil. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're so happy to have you here in the studios today. Tonight you're going to be playing at Barbosa, and I'd love to hear more music.
Okay. I'm going to get
Going to get some water.
Yeah.
Going to wet your whistle.
Yeah.
Serpent with Feet is live here with us in the KEXP studios. The brand new album, Soil, came out on June 8th. And I know you've just stepped away from the mic, but that reminded me, I know that it was meaningful for you to have this release close to your 30th birthday.
Yeah. I know that it takes some time to get records out, and I'm so thankful for Secretly Canadian and Triangle Records, who I'm signed to, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful team. And we all were thinking summer, and I was like, okay, like that would be really wonderful because it would be such a great way to close my 20s. And it did, and happened. And we were on schedule, and which is amazing. So yeah, I'm happy to almost be 30 now, almost.
Well, congratulations and happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Serpent with Feet live here in the KEXP studios.
I'm so embarrassed. My voice is far too deep. It's buried in the ground. Sound like the demon you needed me to be. Now you're nowhere to be found. And I tell myself it's okay to mourn him. It's okay to weep over him. Come on. Oh, baby. I'm so embarrassed. Shadows lay in the corners of my smile. They will not go away, go away. Oh, it's too much work to be the monster and miss you too. Boy, why didn't you just stay? I tell myself it's okay to mourn him. Oh, it's okay to weep over him. Okay to weep over him. Come on, help me sing more and more. Okay. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure my friends are tired of me talking about you. I'm sure my mother's tired of me talking about you. But I'm gonna make a pageant of my grief. Cut our own bit in half and carry your side everywhere with me. Everywhere with me, yeah. People ask, what are these boots? These are my grief shoes. What's that smell? You know it's my grief perfume. What kind of lover would I be if I didn't think about how good you were? If I did not think about how good you were to me? You were so attentive, you were so kind to me. Oh, so kind to me. So kind. I'm gonna make a pageant of my grief. Cut our old bed in half and carry a side everywhere with me. Carry your side everywhere with me. Baby more. Baby more. Baby more. I won't stop crying. I won't stop missing. I won't stop wondering. I won't stop wondering how you're doing. Hope you will. Won't stop wondering how you're doing. Hope you will.
That one's heavy. How you doing these days?
Good. Good.
We're live in the studios at Serpent with Feet. You got one more?
I have one more.
Okay.
I feel like I should wet again.
Okay. That's a lot of singing. The new album called Soil and Serpent with Feet playing tonight at Barbosa here in Seattle and Saturday playing at the Wilmore Cabaret in Vancouver. Yeah.
I followed his scent all the way here. I can tell he loves deeply just by the funk he leaves in the air. Already I need him. Someday I'll plant seeds with him. He knows love can't exist where there's what? Where there is cologne. He knows love can't where exist there's what? Where there is cologne. Oh, he knows I cannot fall in love if he's wearing cologne. I see them laughing there, lost in your bouquet. They should enjoy this now, 'cause I'll turn your musk into a star someday. Oh, already I need you. Someday I'll plant seeds with you. Oh, he knows. He knows love. Where there's what? Where there is cologne. He knows love. Where there's what? Where there is cologne. He knows I cannot fall in love with him if he's wearing that cologne. Oh, I thank the breeze for a waft, then you cross my soul. I know your scent will be the centerpiece in my home. Already, I need you. Boy, someday I'll plant seeds with you. Seeds with you. Oh, seeds with you. Seeds with you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Waft from the new album Soil, Serpent with Feet, live here in the KEXP studios. Have fun tonight in Barboza.
I will.
And on the rest of the tour. It's great to have you here.
Thanks. Great to be here. Thanks you.
Thank you. You've got a tune to KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.